The palette on the right is where all the fine adjustments are made, and it can pop out or be expanded once locked in place. The Models tab stores all the model, part, and grouping data and is used to change model visibility and make sure the model is on the floor of the environment. The Appearances tab stores all the appearances that have been added to the project, and by selecting an appearance, I can easily change its settings. The Scenes tab stores all the lighting elements in a project. Environments provide the majority of the lighting and reflections, and the active environment will have a check mark next to it. The yellow outline identifies which environment settings are currently showing and can be adjusted. The Cameras tab stores all of the cameras, and since the viewport is simply what the camera sees, switching cameras will change the composition in the viewport. The aspect ratio is stored camera to camera, so switching to a camera with a different aspect ratio will change the proportion, though not the final resolution, of the viewport. I can also enable depth of field, bloom, and post-processing options. The Libraries tab isn't linked to anything in the project. Instead, it stores all the models, projects, appearances, scenes, and cameras that have been saved or come with the Visualize installer. To add something from the library to the project, simply drag it into the viewport. For even more options, I'll switch to the Cloud Library, where I gain access to everything stored in Visualize Cloud Library, powered by my SolidWorks. Anything can be added to a project in the same way as from the local library, but items already in the local library will have a green check mark next to them. When something not in the local library is added to a project from the Cloud Library, a download bar will appear at the top, and once loaded, a green check mark will be added to it, and it can be used offline in future projects. Finally, the heads-up display at the bottom offers quick access to some settings information. In the middle is the resolution, representative of the current viewport size and aspect ratio chosen. Just below that is the polygon count, which represents how large the model is, and at the bottom is the focal length of the active camera. The render mode is displayed on the right and can be changed from the Options menu in the 3D Viewport tab, though I would recommend leaving it set to automatic. The left displays the passes and passes per second, which are directly related to the ray tracing modes of fast and accurate. Passes is simply how many passes have been performed, and will restart if any adjustments are made to the viewport or model. Passes per second is how many passes can be completed in a second, and is affected by resolution, model, and scene complexity, which render setting is active, and the computer's overall power. The interface of Visualize has plenty of options to explore that grant a huge amount of control over the final output. Now at least you should be armed with the knowledge of where options are and how to use them.